welcome to another Doctor Who figure review by me, the Doctor's Assistant 1. Today I'm reviewing the Ice Warrior Skaldak from the 3.75 inches wave. Before I review the figure, I'll just go through the packaging. Scan Me thing, which is like a feature thing now with phones. The character options stuff. 6 figures to collect. You got the Dalek, Weeping Angel, the Cyberman, Ice Warrior, Clara, and Matt Smith, are the 11th Doctor from this part of the series. There's also the Time Zone playsets, the Cold War one, which comes with the Skaldak without armor, like suit, and which is exclusive to that set, and a Dalek with a hover body thing, which is exclusive to that set. So essentially they're just dioramas, which look actually kind of cool. But yeah, and there's 5+ thing and the new Doctor Who logo with that. The detail is actually really good on this figure. Yeah, really detailed with like little cracks and details. And stuff. Do you like the red eyes? That's one feature of the Ice Warriors I've always really liked, and the sort of like mouth gap there and stuff, and like the spiky little heads, like sort of reminiscent of what is it, hedgehogs essentially. But yeah, but yeah, they are much a similar race to the Silurians. So if you've seen a Silurian sort of action figure, you should have a sort of good grasp on what this figure will look like in its detail. Obviously, differences being that it has like this bit there, the legs are different, but in details like in between that, creases, like the little cracks and sort of reptilian skin, a lot similar. I think that's why they didn't, in the actual episode, The Cold War, didn't go with the aesthetic makeup design of the Ice Warriors, because they'd be pretty much exactly, well, I wouldn't say exactly, but so much like the Silurians that people would probably get them mixed up. But yeah, apart from and I do like the sort of like neck bit as well, which shows that they kind of have a neck and that. Yeah, detail aside, which is brilliant, the articulation isn't as good, which is a shame. The base plate is just the DW logo. It's got a lot of space and that. One thing that does annoy me with this base plate thing is, what I don't get is like the figures have 2 holes, and as you could have seen on the base plate, it only has 1 stand hole thing. So why there's 2 holes on the figures, I don't know. Same with the 11th Doctor. Articulation on the legs is knees go in and that. The feet actually don't move, which is really bad. So the waist doesn't do all either, so that's 2 restrictions. And also, just to put a third, the hands don't move either. I don't know if it's my figure or if it's everyone's or what. And another complaint with this figure would be the head doesn't really move. I mean, I can move it like at 1 degree, pretty much. Seriously, I'm not even joking, look. That's it. I can't move it any further without struggling. The arms go in at the shoulder. I mean, not shoulder, the I can't remember what that joint is. They're ball jointed, but yeah, okay, you've got ball joints, but to be honest, I would rather not have a ball joint, but have leg, feet articulation, and hand and head articulation any day. than one good thing. Over 1, 2, 3 complaints, being the hands, the lack of leg, and lack of head, and lack of swivel turn, sort of waist articulation. So that's 4 different types. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 different types of articulation, which really let down this figure. They could have added those in, because they've shown it with this figure. Not this figure, but, you know, the Matt Smith figure. So why they didn't do it with this figure, I have no idea at all. I don't know if it was cut costs or what, but if it is, and that, then that's a bad thing. But people have been defending these figures, which I will give them chance to hopefully get better, because obviously nothing starts out perfect, much like, for example, from this guy's point of view, the Doctor's, humanity never started out well, and we should be better, and we are in some cases. But yeah, so yeah, obviously, much like humanity, people will comment below like, Jesus Christ, you're a nutter, you're comparing an action figure to humanity. Yes, but it's a good comparison. Anything flows with me. Anyway, as I was saying, much like humanity, things start off bad. Well, not bad, but things start off not as good as they should have been, and evolve better to become better. So hopefully, if there's another Ice Warrior episode and they do another Ice Warrior figure, hopefully that articulation will be much better. But yeah. The detail is good, and the articulation is pretty bad. So, and everyone's been saying that you get paint bleed or something from the eyes or something. I don't know. Really bad articulation, brilliant detail. Before I rate this as well, I'm gonna compare it to the second Doctor's thing. Jesus Christ, you could literally just put this as its like children, the child of the Ice Warriors. And I mean, I would say this is a lot better, obviously, but to shrink this down into a small size and still come out with a lot of detail, it's brilliant. But articulation wise, this one rules, hands down. And obviously its detail is still pretty badass. I mean, I really like the back, all that detail. Back of this one, not as good. Obviously there is a change, an evolutionary step in the design. They finally got rid of the Lego hands and kept normal hands. But oh look, can these ones articulate? Yes, look, I moved them. Oh look, I can move them again. Can I move the Series 7 Cartesian guys' hands? No, not at all. Yay, not. I hope none of the other figures aren't as restricted articulation wise, and yeah, because it will let down the series. And I know people argue, yeah, okay, they've only just started, so I'll cut them some slack. I was gonna give this a 5, but as I've said, I will cut character some slack. I will be generous and give it a... I'm gonna have to just give it one more score than 5, and that's me being as generous as possible. I'm really ticked off with the fact that there's no foot articulation, no hand articulation, no waist articulation, or if there is now, I still wouldn't say the set. No, well, not really. That's just legs jiggling about, but yeah, and no head articulation. So that's cost it 4, 1 for each articulation. What isn't on the figure kind of suits it really. No foot, no leg. I mean, no foot, no waist, no hands and no head articulation. Or there is head articulation, but like 1 degree movement, like I said. Or whatever, like this. That's it, pretty much. So yeah, 4 points knocked, or 4, yeah, points, or 4 scores knocked off of the, and as well, these figures can't seem to stand up. It's rather annoying, but I will knock that. Maybe that's why they've got stands by any chance, because usually things that require a stand usually require it because they can't stand up prior without it. So yeah, 6 out of 10. I don't know what my next figure review will be of. I'm not going to say, but it will obviously be of one of the new figures in this wave. Because the Clara and Cyberman, what I do want, sold out, but the 2 that I don't really want as much, the Dalek and Weeping Angel, aren't, because obviously no one's really buying those. But I might get one of the Time Zone sets. We never know. So you'll just have to stay tuned for the next review. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.